The wind howled across the jagged cliffs of Dracoria, carrying the scent of sulfur and salt from the volcanic sea below. In a small, ragged hut perched precariously near the edge, a little human girl named Leela clutched a broken wooden toy in her trembling hands. Her small chest heaved as tears streaked her dirt-smeared face. They broke it. She sobbed, her voice barely a whisper, yet full of raw anguish. And they hurt Mum. Her mother, Amara, lay on the floor beside her, nursing a deep gash on her arm from the encounter. The attack had been sudden. 3 rogue dragonlings, reckless and cruel, had swooped down on their humble home without warning, destroying the fragile toy Leela had been given for her birthday and clawing at her mother when she tried to protect her. Leela's eyes, wide and shining with grief, were fixed on the horizon. She had always known the dragons of Dracoria could be fierce, even dangerous, but she had never imagined that some of them could be so heartless. Yet, somewhere deep within, a spark of hope refused to die. Leela, her mother whispered, wincing as she tried to sit up, Don't be afraid. The dragons, not all of them are like that. There's one. He'll help us." Lila's small hand tightened around her toy, a small carved horse that now lay in pieces. "But why would they help us? They're all big and scary," she asked, voice trembling. Amara managed a weak smile. "Not all dragons are the same. You just have to show them kindness, even when it's hard." Outside, the sky began to darken as storm clouds rolled in, painting the jagged peaks in hues of violet and steel. A distant rumble echoed not thunder, but the beating of massive wings. Leela's heart raced. Then, through the gloom, a massive dragon appeared, unlike the smaller, mischievous ones that had attacked earlier. His scales shimmered silver in the fading light, and his eyes were the deep, intelligent gold of an ancient being. He landed with a ground-shaking thud, sending a wave of pebbles skittering across the rocky cliff. "Child," a voice rumbled not from lips, but from the dragon's mind itself. Lila blinked, realizing she could understand him. "Why do you cry? They broke my toy," Leela said, her voice quivering, "and they hurt my mum." The dragon lowered his massive head, his nostrils flaring. "Such cruelty is intolerable. What is this toy?" "It was my birthday gift," she said, hugging the broken pieces to her chest. "I worked on it all by myself, and now it's gone." The dragon's wings flexed, sending gusts of wind that ruffled Lila's hair. "No one harms those under my protection." His voice was calm, yet filled with a thunderous power that made the little girl shiver. Can you help us?" she asked, tears glinting in her eyes. "I will," he replied simply. In a blur of silver scales and roaring flames, the dragon leaped into the sky. Leela and her mother watched as he soared toward the valley where the rogue dragonlings had fled. Moments later, the sky darkened with shadow. 3 smaller dragons circled in panic as the massive silver dragon descended. "You," the silver dragon boomed, "will leave them in peace. Never again shall you harm the helpless." The dragonlings squealed and bared their teeth, but it was clear they were outmatched. With a single sweep of his colossal tail, the silver dragon sent them tumbling into the rocks below. No permanent harm done, but a lesson delivered in the language of fear and respect. Leela's heart leaped as she watched. Did he teach them a lesson? She whispered, "Yes," her mother said, amazed. "And he will protect us from now on." The silver dragon returned, landing gracefully beside them. Lila stepped forward, holding out the broken toy. I'm sorry, she said softly. I wish it was still whole. The dragon lowered his enormous head and touched the pieces with his claw. With a gentle nudge, the toy began to knit itself back together. Splintered wood aligned, chips returned to their places, and soon Leela held a perfect, intact horse once more. You see, child, the dragon said, strength is not only in power, but in compassion. Even the smallest acts of kindness, like your love for this toy matter. Leela hugged the restored toy to her chest, her sobs now of relief rather than sorrow. Thank you so much, she cried. The dragon lowered himself until his great eyes were level with hers. Remember, little human, he rumbled, there are always those who will stand for what is right, even against creatures far stronger than yourself. For the first time since the attack, Leela felt safe. The terror and anger that had gripped her heart melted into awe and gratitude. She looked up at the silver dragon and with a small, brave smile said, I want to be like you someday. You already are, the dragon replied, his voice a low, vibrating echo that seemed to resonate in her very bones. Courage and love make the smallest beings mighty. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in streaks of crimson and gold, the silver dragon spread his wings. I will watch over you and your mother. Go now, live without fear. With a final, mighty roar that shook the cliffs and sent birds scattering into the sky, he took flight, disappearing into the twilight. Leela held her mother's hand and looked at the restored toy, her heart swelling with newfound determination. We're safe now, she whispered. Yes, Amara replied, pressing a gentle kiss to her daughter's forehead. And remember, even the smallest human can inspire dragons and the world to do the unthinkable. Leela squeezed the toy tight, her tears now of joy. She had learned something profound that day. Courage wasn't about size or strength. It was about standing for what you loved, and having the heart to trust that goodness no matter how improbably could prevail. And somewhere in the sky above Dracoria, a silver dragon watched, guarding two humans who had shown him that even the smallest of hearts could wield the might of heroes. Asterisk.